This is going to be the first of 4 handstand tutorial videos to help you build strength in your handstand and the confidence to maybe balance in the middle of the room if that's something you want to be able to do. So square one is your hands. You want to, when you're bearing weight on the hands, you want them to be wider apart than your shoulders, and you want to have as big a base of support as you can. So that means you want your fingers spread out fully, not together. So you can practice this on hands and knees, having your shoulders over your wrists and your fingers spread out and your hands nice and wide apart. You can add weight to this position of the arms and make it more similar to a handstand by coming into what's called downward facing dog. So for downward facing dog, you would lift your hips and walk your feet back, press your chest through toward your legs so that you're getting your arms as much overhead as you're able to. So your arms will come as close to being upper arms, as close to being in line with your ears as you're able to. This is a good position also to work on getting your elbows really straight. You should be able to hold a downward dog type position for 2 minutes before you start adding weight to your arms. So the next stage, once you're able to hold a downward dog type position for 2 minutes, would be to add weight to your arms and move closer to a handstand shape by elevating your feet. So I've got a chair over here. You can use a chair or a couch or a box or some stairs, whatever you got. So you come on your hands and knees in front of the chair, come up into your downward facing dog shape, and then you're just going to elevate by lifting your feet up onto the chair. This is going to add weight to the hands, and when you're in this position, you want to come as close to having your hips over your hands as you're able. So trying to get the shoulders stacked up over the wrists and then the hips stacked up over the shoulders. Moving in that direction is going to take you closer and closer to a true handstand shape. Once you're able to hold, I would say 30 seconds with your feet more elevated, like on a chair or a couch, you could then increase how much your feet are elevated by using a wall. There's a couple different ways to use the wall. The easiest and least scary version is to come with your feet maybe half a foot or to a foot away from the wall on hands and knees, lift up into your down dog shape, and then walk your feet up the wall into a plank. So that's going to simulate a very similar amount of weight to how much weight's going to be on your arms when you're in a handstand. When you're comfortable in that position for 30 seconds or so, I recommend working on actually bringing your feet down so that you're more in a 90-degree angle with your legs and your torso. So this will be scarier because it will feel more like you're going to go over the handlebars, which is a sensation that is very prevalent in handstand. It's the sensation that you might tip over forward. So it's a sensation that you actually have to get used to. Basically it's the same idea, but you start with your feet at the wall, lift your hips, and come up with your feet just about level with your hips, and your hips just about stacked over your hands. So in that position, your hips are really, your center of gravity is in the hips, and it's really stacked over your base of support in your hands. So it's going to feel much more like what a true handstand feels like in terms of balance and weight bearing. So that's a good one then to build up strength, maybe to a 30-second hold, to increase your comfort in that position as well as your strength. So for our next tutorial, once you've gotten through the box handstand, which is one name for it, our next tutorial is going to be on kicking up at the wall facing the other way. So you can click through to tutorial number 2 if you're ready.